You're listening to the Tribe Nail Tech podcast, where nail techs find inspiration and motivation to take their career to the next level. We welcome you here. Now tribe up and slay your day. Here is your host, Becky Bunnell.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Tribe Nail Tech podcast. I have my special guest here today, Holly Van Gilder. How are you, Holly?
Good. Thank you for having me on. Hello.
Welcome. So Holly is a life coach and an intuitive healer, and she owns a business called Release and Heal, and she is simply amazing. She's here in Southern Utah. I'm just going to turn the time over to you, Holly, and why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do. What is a life coach and an intuitive healer? So let's get to know you a little bit better.
Hey, thank you so much. Okay, yes. My name is Holly Van Gilder, and I started getting into this industry probably about 5 years ago. Just after going through a lot of hard things myself, I feel like sometimes we're pushed to heal and go through our own healing so that we can help other people in the long run. So, I just started my journey with really getting into the energy healing field and really learning how to connect and go deep within ourselves to really get to the root of the problems and the blocks that we all come into life with at times.
Oh my heck. And we do have blocks, and a lot of times we just don't even know it. So yes. I'm kind of new to the whole energy work and stuff like that. And I've had 2 sessions with you already. Like I said, just within the last year, and I didn't know anything about this kind of stuff. So I was just like, well, okay, I'll go see what this is about. I don't know what this is, And the first time I came and sat down with you, I was just blown away because I was like, man, I didn't tell you anything. And you were hitting things like, I think you asked me for, let's see, was it my birthday, my birth year, the time of birth? Like, so you were pulling something up on a chart. Could talk about that a little bit. Like what's that?
Yes. And so that's something totally different that I love. It's called human design.
Okay.
And there's so much truth in it. When I get that information from people, I literally can pull up their chart and tell them like a lot of their gifts, their talents, their challenges, like how they're so unique, and we're all different. We all have a different profile, different print, and it just really helps people like understand themselves. And it's like knowing how you're so different than everyone else. And
yeah, I loved that because you told me things that it's like that I knew about myself too. It was just like you said something and I was just like, yeah, that's me. Like everything you said was right on. And some things were like, really? Like, oh, I need to think about that. And it's like, that is true, And so it really helped me to look inside myself and figure out like the kind of person that I was. And it's so interesting that a lot of it has to do with like when you were born, the month, things like that. Like that's so interesting to me. I loved that.
Yeah. It's just a validation. It's just a validation for people. And I remember in your chart too, one thing that stuck out is just that great love that you have for people, if you remember that. And it's just it's just who you are. So you naturally just bring that love everywhere you go.
Yeah. I love that. It just made me feel good too. So I love that. And then I just recently came to you again. So let's talk about what you, I guess kind of like what you were helping me with this week is you help a lot of people. That's kind of what I want to talk about because we're women in business. And obviously this is a nail tech podcast and we are women in business. And so what kind of things, this is what you were helping me with this week is you can help us with different blocks that we have that are like in our business, things that are holding us back, keeping us from advancing in our careers, or, maybe sometimes we're headed down a different path and it's really not where we're supposed to be headed. And sometimes talk to me a little bit about that, about blocks that people have in their lives and their businesses and how that, what does that do for people and how can something like what you do help with that?
Hey, perfect. Yeah, like I think it's all about getting in alignment. So first of all, like kind of helping people know what do you want? What do you want in work and business? What are you trying to shoot for? But then making sure that you're in alignment with that. And a lot of times like going back to what you were saying is we don't even realize the one thing I feel like is generational stuff. We have inherited things and stories from how we were raised and brought up that can prevent us from being abundant in our lives or having success. There's things. So it's important to kind of think back to like, what was my story growing up? What did my parents teach me? What was I programmed with? Because it's so important that we get our conscious and subconscious in alignment working together. Because sometimes consciously, like, oh, we're good. But subconsciously, it's like, no, we're not. And so that is the goal. When you get those together, then everything is powerful. But a lot of times, yeah, we have stuff that's inherited. So that's a big area I always look at. Also just our experiences, like we can be in great in alignment. Like even look at your life. There's been times that just things are flowing and going and all of a sudden something hits you and it like throws you completely off.
Yes.
So, I mean, like completely almost where you're going backwards. And it's so important that we become present in that moment and like, okay, like we got to do a self-check here. And like, you know, I need to get back in alignment. What's that going to look like? What's that going to take? And just realizing everything is energy, everything we go through, all of our experiences. So anything can throw us off at a time, but it's becoming aware of it so that we can get ourselves back on track. And so I think awareness is really huge in your business. You feel like things are going, but recognize when things kind of start feeling not so good and doing a self-check and be like, is something off? Am I not doing something correct? Or am I holding on to things? Is there things in the way? So a lot of times we have to clear out any of the negative energy, the negative beliefs to make room for all that positive to come in.
Right.
And financially, even with abundance and with clients, I feel like it's just important to believe that we're worthy and deserving of having wealth, success, and abundance. We believe in ourselves. We believe that we're like amazing as a nail tech, like we're like the best. And when the like stronger that you believe those beliefs and that you attract high quality clients and things like that, the more you'll just see, you just attract that because you believe it and you're in alignment with it. But then one person like says something really rude to you or mean to you, or, you know, or something, or say someone wasn't happy with their nails, it literally can throw you out of alignment too.
Right.
So
I so believe that. And it is a lot to do with the confidence. Confidence is huge, but sometimes these blocks that, like you said, we don't even know subconsciously that we have are blocking us from success. They're blocking us from the money flow, from gaining a clientele. And sometimes we just don't understand, like, why are we not being successful? Like, what's happening? And I feel like something like this is amazing. And I had some really like huge things have been happening in the last couple weeks for me. And we're in the midst of the COVID. And so that has been a huge block for a lot of people, I think. And that's been something out of our control, right? And a lot of places, a lot of nail techs, a lot of cities, states have been shut down from doing nails and doing beauty services. And so that was out of their control. But now I'm sure that a lot of people are thinking, well, can I bounce back from this? Like, how am I going to bounce back from it? And I had some things happen to me during this time, and to where the landlord of my business she's going to be shutting down her business because it affected her so majorly. That again was another thing out of my control. And all of these blocks and things that just are coming at me. And it's just like, okay, like, how do I get past this and refocus and keep going? And, you know, so I made an appointment with Holly, and she was able to like help me feel through and find those things that were blocking and, you know, keeping me stuck, because we get stuck.
We do. It's common after so long, you just get stuck. Or if you get bombarded, you're like, I can't do this myself. I just need some help.
I just need something. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I just feel like, you know, having that session, just really helped me get a new perspective on, okay, let's look at this. And then you were able to put in me some new energies, some new positive things that it was like, okay, remember that these are your traits. These are these things. You are a teacher. You are a leader. You are, you're great at business, this and this and this. You love people. You are a helper. You want people to succeed, and those things, it's just like, okay, yeah, I am. And I can do this. And, it's just a pivot, it's like, okay, it's a pivot. I had these blocks. What am I going to do now? And so what other things can we do when we're feeling, like I said, stuck? And just what are some of the most important things that you think of that you run across with people, with women in business, or, what happens and what kind of things can we remember and do?
So I think it's really important sometimes when we start feeling stuck that we take a break for a minute and just we learn. It's all about learning to connect with ourselves, silence all the chaos going on around. Even so meditation, I would really recommend meditation, getting your mind quieted, kind of recognizing, okay, what are all these emotions I'm feeling? I'm feeling chaos. I'm feeling confusion. I'm just, just kind of become aware, and even writing stuff down. Okay, these are all the things I'm like these are what I'm all feeling. And a lot of times, even just recognizing, are these my emotions? Are they other people's emotions? Realize you guys in the workforce, you're around other people, you're around clients. Are you taking on their stuff? Mm-hmm. And I think that's a huge eye opener for people too. A lot of people are very strong empaths, and all of a sudden they've left with all their client stuff. And so it's really important, even at the end of the day, to clear other people's stuff from ourselves too. So that's definitely a huge one. So we're not just taking everyone else's energy with us, the negative stuff, that people just dump on us.
Well, if you think hairdressers and nail techs, that's what we do. So we're kind of like therapists. And so we take that on every single client when they come in, and especially during the virus, every client that comes in is talking about it, and it's just heavy, and it keeps going and it keeps going. And every client, it's like my shoulders just go, oh my gosh, I can't. And I get done at the end of the day and I just walk out of here and I'm like, and then I go home and I'm just spewing it to the family because I'm just taken on all the negative energy of the whole entire day. So what can we do just for that alone right there? What can we do?
Yeah, that's actually a simple thing that you can do. The biggest thing is just becoming aware of it. Okay, at the end of the day, oh my gosh, I'm carrying all the heaviness of the world now. And so honestly, all it is becoming aware of it, the intention of it, and realizing how much it's come from clients, and honestly just asking, okay, I'm giving permission to fully just release and clear all this heavy energy, all this negative energy that is not mine, or even if it is yours, just asking to clear it. Okay. And releasing and clear it, and just bringing back your own power and your own positive energy. But honestly, that's almost something you should do on a regular basis. You can always do it when you're driving, just take an extra time. So you're just even when you're showering at times, you can just imagine everything that is not good or negative. It's just it's all coming, draining from, you're just releasing it all from your body. So it's something to get in a regular habit when you're working with people all the time, because you will just start taking on. And then when you go home, you actually amplify the energy at a whole nother level. So sometimes it actually gets worse.
Yes.
And we suppress it, and then we blow up.
Yeah.
Possibly. And we're like, oh my gosh, this isn't even who I am. But It's just all energies and emotions, and then you're blowing them all up.
Yeah.
And so it's we can actually learn how to, we can learn how to take care of it ourselves a lot of times by just becoming aware and asking for it to be released from our bodies. And then sometimes even in meditations, you can do that, and just kind of bringing peace and more calmness to the body. So you have to clear all that out, and then you can ask to bring in more positive, filling your body with more happiness, peace, calmness, but clear all the stuff out first so that you can allow the other stuff to go in.
That's awesome. And then I love, you said, about writing stuff down. So even in journaling, or even if it's not even maybe if you're not writing paragraphs or whatever, just jotting stuff down.
Yes. Anytime you're feeling something negative, it's just a kind of another way to get it out. And just even always ask questions. Learn to ask yourself always questions oh, what's this about? What? Because answers will keep showing up. And that's another way of helping you always get deeper with digging with stuff and releasing things.
Awesome. So
So,
what else? What other things do you recommend for people just to, we talked a lot about in my session is, and I'm going to be vulnerable here and tell people a little bit, but, I have a hard time trusting my own intuition. And I mean, I'm 48 years old and I'm going, what is the problem here? Um, Intuition. Like I know things, I feel things, and I know sometimes like I've made a lot of decisions over my life that I didn't get 100% answer either way. Let's just say if I was thinking about something, a decision, a big decision, I didn't get that absolute like, no, don't do it, but I didn't get that absolutely do it. And you talked to me a little bit about this. That me personally, I am a person who I should not make decisions like on the fly. Like,
yes, that was on your chart. So on your charts, I can tell how it's affected, and you need full clarity, whether that takes sleeping over a few days. Like some people can pressure you, but
yeah,
it's important that you don't fall into that pressure and try to please someone else and say yes, because it will not be in alignment with you sometimes.
yes,
So yeah, yes. So I love that you brought this up because our intuition, like literally we are all blessed with it and it guides us along the way, but we like second guess it a lot of times. We like, but it's like the most powerful thing that helps us. And so I love to be able to help people recognize and realize that, you know, I mean, even when we were talking, like how many times I kind of brought up some stuff and it's like, oh no, like you're meant to be the one over things. You're meant to be in charge. Someone else isn't really supposed to be over you, telling you, because then it pushes your power down. And so it's just like, I think every time that you're fully feeling like a yes with something, it's just everything is just flows and falls into place better. And it's just something we have to practice. It's like a muscle. They say your intuition is just really, there's something always like, there's a reason why you're feeling something. There's a reason why you don't feel full clarity. There's a reason why you feel really passionate about something, because there's something pushing you towards something.
yeah. And how many times do we get that feeling and then we go against it? We second guess it. At least I do. It's just like, even if it's something telling us, hey, maybe you should go get that item out. You know, my sister, I was talking to her about this yesterday after we had a session. She had a house fire 2 years ago in June and lost everything. But she had made her daughter a t-shirt quilt. You know, out of all the activities she'd done over these years, she's just got one daughter. She's 16 now. And literally weeks before the fire, she kept getting the feeling that she needed to go in the camp trailer and get the quilt out of the camp trailer. And she kept like, why would I go get the quilt out of the camp trailer? Right. Well, she just kept having that feeling and she didn't listen. And literally when the garage caught on fire in the house and they couldn't move the camp trailer the quilt got burned up. And that is the biggest regret she has is they lost all their material things, but that quilt meant so much to her because that was her daughter's childhood of all those things, you know, and she lost everything else. But she's like, if I had only listened to my intuition that kept telling me to go get the quilt. And how many times in our lives do we do that when we get that little inkling of, you know what, maybe you need to call that person and talk to them and just, you know, see how they're doing. And, you know, maybe nothing happens, but, you know, sometimes so many stories that person passes away or something happens or, you know, and it's like, it's really hard to listen to you second guess it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know why I would be thinking that. And I'm trying to learn that lesson. And I'll tell you what, it's been an expensive lesson for me because of the things that have happened in my life the last 6 months. It's like, wow, Becky, when are you going to wake up? And so I'm trying to learn this, but it's so important.
Yeah. And just even a good affirmation, like I'm learning to trust myself. I'm really learning to trust and follow my intuition. And I don't really feel like you can go wrong. Yeah, there may be things that you don't see the underneath or, you know, of why you did something. But I think more than anything, you'll be glad that you followed it more than you did. And I look back at my life and I'm just like, I am so grateful for those quick little things coming in and like just following them. Like,
and you did say that. You said if you follow your intuition, it will never steer you in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like, and that's pretty powerful. That's pretty like, wow.
And another cool way too, if people are open to it, is I really like the idea of kind of journaling. And you can journal, like, say, for example, like you have a lot of questions about things, or you need guidance or direction with stuff, with your work, your business, relationships, anything really. I really feel like it's powerful to journal, and you can't really do it wrong. If you want to write this letter, you could write this letter to like God, your angels, a higher power, your higher self. It doesn't even matter. You would just write everything out, and you kind of just flip the page and you write back and just allow whatever's coming through. That to me has been probably one of the most powerful things for my business, in following all the guidance that's come and just trusting it. But it's a way to connect with your higher self, to connect to a higher power, and just allow that connection and that intuition, and just really trusting yourself.
So you mean like journal, like write, ask questions that you have, and then turn the page, and then what you get back is like really listen
So there's different ways, and that's kind of whatever feels right. I've done it where you write questions, but I've also done it, for me, I prefer like a letter form. Like I will just write a letter to like, it's just got everything in it though. So it's like, okay, these are my first concerns, my second concerns, like what about this and what about that? And then I just flip it and like let it flow. And sometimes it can be short, sometimes I'm writing forever. But there's never like, it just gets better. But that's what I'm saying. I do have like just a specific journal, and I'll just do like letters.
Wow.
And it's actually a very powerful, amazing experience.
Wow.
But it helps you connect with yourself at a deeper level too.
This podcast is being sponsored by So-Gel Nails. It's time to make the switch to an odor-free, self-leveling, strong, cost-effective hard gel nail system that has stay power. Check them out at sogelnails.com/contest for a chance to win a free gel kit.
Talk a little bit like even about like affirmations, because some people don't know, like that's new to me too. This year has been like, I'm like, what are affirmations? And so I'm trying to learn, but like talk to people about that a little bit, because maybe some people have no idea what that even means.
Yeah. I'm going to pull out, I have some affirmations that are like wealth, success, and abundance. So these work great for business and work. And so affirmations are great. It's just kind of like a statement or programming going into you. But the biggest thing with affirmations, again, is realizing and recognizing, is there a block with that affirmation though? So like sometimes, like for you, I tested before you left, I think, to make sure that you were like those affirmations worked for you. But sometimes we can literally be blocked from affirmations. But when we're open and we're in a good flow, then affirmations are like extremely powerful. It's just more energy, and these beliefs are just getting stronger and stronger into us. I'm just trying to think of a good, like, abundance. My income is constantly increasing. My life is abundance. I'm successful in whatever I do. My clients are absolutely thrilled with my work. Just whatever you want to create and experience. Like, even as a nail person, like, set an intention before your day even starts. Like, what is it going to look like? What are your clients going to feel? What are and I always love to have my clients feel freaking amazing by just being around me and like loving the work. But it's like a mutual, this energy of flow. And so it just makes your day more powerful when you set out an intention, say some affirmations daily, of like what affirmations resonate with you. Like, let's see some other good ones. Like, things are always working out for me. Everything's always falling into place. My life is one success after another. People absolutely love me. I make an impact and I always inspire others.
Do you just repeat this like several times throughout the day? Like, what's your suggestion? Do you write it down? Do you hang it up? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, there's so many good ways. So I think a lot of times, like when we're in a hurry, sometimes I've done them in my car before if I'm driving somewhere, but a lot of times, even just starting your day, as you're getting ready for the day, you can even do an audio with them on there too. Like, I've done different things, like an audio with them, like playing back and forth, or you're just repeating them, setting your intention. But journaling and writing stuff down is really powerful. So I do like sometimes just taking 5 minutes and setting an intention for the day, what it's going to be like, 5 things I'm grateful for, and then 5 affirmations or something simple, but just getting it. Whenever you do gratitude affirmations, it all of a sudden raises the vibration and the frequency. And so it automatically puts and shifts energy in a more positive way.
I love that. And I think that really helps to block the negative energies for the day too, that the
Yes.
clients can bring in. Because if you're setting those intentions and those affirmations in the morning of like, I'm going to have an amazing day. And all my clients that come in today are just going to be, they're going to fill my cup. I'm going to fill their cup, and it's going to be like an amazing day. You know, I mean, our attitudes just, I think, can change so much. Like our mindset is huge. And I think that we underestimate how powerful we really are, like in our own mind, in our own self.
Like we're as powerful as we want to believe. Like it's all about raising your vibration, your frequency, clearing out all the negative. The higher you get, the more quick you can manifest, and the more quick your life completely changes, the higher you raise your frequency and vibration. And I think even too, like you said, like starting your day and doing all this, and then also just ask for protection, that negative just bounces off you or something, instead of coming in, that it just bounces off. If so just asking for protection too a little bit.
I love that. And I think even in a time right now when a lot of people are like I said, have been out of work, the money has not been there, like setting those intentions for the money for the day, like, focusing on a certain amount of a number, maybe even for the week of like, at the beginning of the week, be like, I'm going to make this much money, not need, but I will make this much money. If it's something that, you've got to get to a certain dollar amount and stuff like that. I think that's huge, isn't it? And like, picturing the number and focusing on the number and the amount of clients, maybe even like, say if you need new clients, I will get 10 new clients by this day. Or I did that once and I was like blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, it worked.
Yeah. And just being grateful. Like, actually, I love what you're talking about. A few years ago, I did this. I'm like, I'm an experimenter. I love to experiment. I don't teach people what I don't fully believe. So I was like learning about how to create all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get myself 100% in alignment with, I want to create $1,000. I want to create, so I just put specifically, I want to create $1,000. I want to fill my schedule up. And literally, it doesn't always happen like this, but the next day, my first client on the phone was a doctor out of Georgia. And he's like, Holly, I want to just give you $500 and pay for 3 more sessions. And I mean, it was just like, so anything can happen when you're in alignment. And then my days filled up with clients. But it's like, so it's just so important. Write your goals down. What is it that you're wanting to create? Mm-hmm. And then say that you're already grateful. You're grateful that that's already coming in,
right.
Like we're living into, like it's, and don't ever think of lack. Start paying attention to every single word that you use around money or abundance, and pay attention to when there's words that are more negative or positive. Like just like changing our language is really huge when we want to live in that life of abundance instead of lack. A lot of people be like, oh no, I can't afford that. I can't buy that. I can't, like that kind of like, again, we don't always realize that, oh yeah, like, no, and just another thing too, with wealth, success, abundance, I always keep cash, like little bits of cash, like all over, like in my car, a little bit here. And it's just, it keeps that mindset. And oh yeah, I have cash. I always have money. I always have money on me.
Money
like,
around me. I'm abundant with money.
Always,
if I need it, it's there.
Yeah. Oh, here, I've got you. So always trying to keep that mindset of, oh yeah, here it is. Just always, instead of that, oh no, so it's like shifting the energy in that, and just always create. Yeah. To me, that's huge. It just really brings in that abundance energy, and all money is, and wealth, it's just energy.
Right. And I see a lot of Nell texts. Like I said, I'm on a lot of forums, a lot of Facebook groups, things like that, and it's like, I can't get clients. I can't, and it's sometimes I just want to be like, stop saying that, because you're writing your story by saying that every single day. And every time you get on and post something and I might have to get out of the nail career because I'm just not making it. I'm not making enough money. It's like, stop saying that, because you're putting that out there, and that's what you're going to get back, because it's the story that you believe in your head. And that's what's going to happen to you, because that's what you believe.
And sometimes you have to clear those old stories, whatever those old stories, it's important that you clear, if they were negative, get those out of the way. The emotions, the energies, the memories, the images, whatever it is of your past, clear it. So that, and then you have to, it's up to you you have the ability to change your story. Like you can have, but you have to take accountability for it, and can't fall back into that negative mindset
And I like how you said too, is like, sometimes we carry that on just from our childhood, like that we don't even realize. Like, what was the story your mom and dad always said about money? Money doesn't grow on trees.
True. Money's hard, or money's a struggle. Like how many times do we think, and then
we don't have the money for that right now. Just think about those things that you heard over and over and over again in your childhood, or, maybe it was like, no, you can't do that because, oh, we got to save, just think about that really, because it's like, did you carry that on with you? And are you still saying that? Are you still in that mindset? And is that blocking money from flowing to you and your business growing? Like there's so much.
Yeah. And sometimes we've been taught like money has to be hard. It has to be hard to even get it, or you have to work so much instead of just like money comes in easily. It constantly flows in. It's coming here and there are multiple sources, and just changing it instead of it being a struggle, that it's just easy.
Yeah. And I know a lot of times too, as I talk to people about, setting their prices where they need to be. And I'm probably more on the higher end for my area, but I hear a lot of people, I can't raise my prices. Nobody's going to pay that. And I'm like, well, I thought that too, but guess what? I did it anyways. And I'm attracting the people that can pay that price. So it's like, don't say that, because there are people that still shop at Nordstrom's or Dillard's. And there are still people that shop at Walmart and Target. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, there are all those people. You can't put a umbrella over everybody. It's like, yes, people will pay that price. And you can charge what you want, because that's the clientele you're going to attract for what you want. Does that?
Yes. And you recognize your value and worth. In your belief system, that you're valuable and worth that. And so when you believe that, then it allows because sometimes if we question it, then we can kind of cause a block where we don't get those clients. Like, oh, is it too high? Can people really afford that? Like, I've done that several times.
Oh, we all do it. We all do it. It scares you to death to set your prices.
When we shift that energy and we start questioning our prices, our worth, or our value. So again, it's just keeping that all in alignment, and people will show up. People will pay your prices when you're good and you believe it and you recognize your value, and those clients will show up.
Yeah. And do you show up every day and you put that face on and you put that, like you, I guess, I don't want to say really demand, but you like that respect from your clients. Like you show up like that, like you're confident of that's who you are. It's you.
Yes.
It's like, what are you putting out there? Are you putting out there that you're small and that you're, oh, I'm not sure. Well, let's see, I'm not going to charge you for that today because, oh, it's okay. Just pay me this. Or are you just like, this is my price and this is what it is. And there's no questions about it.
You just said some good things. And I think it's important for even these nail techs to like write down all the good things about yourself. Like write down all your strong gifts, like what makes you so good, because that's like your backbone. That's what makes you, when someone throws you off, it's like, no, I'm this, that, and so right. I think that's important to have that in writing too.
That's a great idea. And just to go back to it often. So when you do start getting knocked off the ladder a little bit and your confidence starts dropping by what somebody has said or somebody has done to you, pull that notebook back out and go like, no, I'm these things. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm these things, and then believe it and then reflect it out.
It's like that reminder. It's like your backbone. So it's so powerful writing those things down. I do try to make clients do that at times, and just really recognizing their gifts, their talents, their value, and really like not forgetting that, because that's what will help them stay in that high confident level.
I love that. So what else would you recommend?
Honestly, just don't ever give up on your dreams. Like I really feel anytime a person wants something, is passionate about something, there's a reason they feel that way, and to write it down, create, and just, I really believe the only thing that prevents them from ever getting their dreams or their goals is the blocks. I really feel like that's all it is. And so no one else out there is really better than them. It's just, they've passed through those blocks. So don't ever, it's like, oh, but that person's this, anybody can be what they want to, but they have to get in and work for it. And they also have to clear the blocks out of the way. So I really think it's go after what you want, but realize it does take work. It does take letting go of stuff that no longer serves you. Sometimes we have to release, we have to let go of people in our lives. We have to let go of things and anything that's holding us back. We have to let it go.
It's so true.
It's not always easy, but it's powerful. It helps people step into their power when they release the things that are holding them back.
Yep.
And
Release those things.
and you have to get out of your comfort zone, I think, too. Like, you just have to, like, get out of always what's comfortable to really progress and achieve big things in life.
And look inside yourself, because it's not always easy to look at yourself and be
No.
like, this is what I'm being like right now, or this is what I mean, I talked to you during our session. It was like I was really holding on to a lot of bitterness and anger, and for some people around me because of things that have happened. And I had to, and I knew it. I knew that I was feeling this, and I knew that I needed to let it go. And there's beauty, and there's comfort, and there is release in when you finally do let it go. Because I'm a firm believer, like, you can't expect blessings and good energy and all these wonderful things to happen to you if you are holding on to bitterness and anger and resentment for someone else. And maybe even sometimes it's towards yourself. How many times do people just are like, you're not forgiving yourself for past mistakes? Do you find that a lot?
Okay, that's number one. Like, everything starts with ourselves, and we have to, life is about growth and experience. Things are necessary, we make mistakes, but we have to let things go.
Right.
But yeah, we do. It all starts with love. The more we love and forgive ourselves, the more we're able to love and forgive other people, actually. So everything that shows up in your life that's hard, dive into it and ask, what is this teaching me? Because really everything's a reflection. If I'm feeling completely frustrated or angry, I need to take responsibility myself and be like, okay, like, what is it why am I holding on to all this anger? Like, what is it in me? Instead of, people always want to blame and be the victim, but that is like, if we can let go, like you just nailed it a few minutes ago when you're like, being accountable. Like, even for you said, I'm feeling bitterness, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling okay. So if I carry that, like, trust me, everything in your life is going to start getting kind of poisoned by those energies. But it's you have to take responsibility. Yes, things got thrown at you. Yes, other people might have been involved, but it still comes back to like, okay, this is my life though. I have to, what am I going to do to shift and change and create a happiness, like, successful life, even though these things got thrown at me?
Yeah. How are you going to react to those things? Like, we can't control those things, but we can control how we react to them. And if we hold and harbor all of that crap, is literally what it is, we're only hurting ourselves.
Everything reflects back to you. So the more that you're able to release and let go of hurt and anger and pain of other people, the more, it's almost like your whole life changes. And then when bad things start happening, it's like you live in a whole different life. Like, it's not like it was years ago when you were, because you've shifted and changed your vibrations and frequencies. It's actually really powerful the more you can let go, and you always are looking within instead of outward and putting blame. So even if someone really, really hurts you, still choose to go within yourself and ask, okay, what is this trying to teach me? And what do I still need to heal within myself? I know it kind of seems, but there's truth. Everything's like a mirror, a reflection of what we need to heal within ourselves.
And I remember, as you're talking, I remember years ago, like Oprah saying that, like, if something keeps happening to you over and over and over again, the same situations, like, it's because you haven't learned the lesson yet.
Right.
You haven't learned what you were supposed to learn from that lesson. And as soon as you learn that lesson and accept it and like, okay, I got it, and then move on from it, those things would just keep happening to you over and over again. Like, I remember her saying that, and it's like, wow, how true is that?
It's so true. And even this person might leave your life, but then another person shows up to show you the same thing in a different way.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's one thing when I work with clients, I'm like, these are the lessons right now that you're supposed to be learning. And the quicker you learn them, the more you don't have to stay in these places. It's true. Always asking. It's not always easy, but it's like, the more you're like, okay, I'm going to choose to get out of that. Like, and taking full responsibility, accountability for what we need to heal within ourselves. Sometimes we just have stuff that we have to heal. It's not like some things were just handed down to us. It's just the way but it creates growth for us as we choose to heal ourselves, or even things that happen to us. We grow as a person through experience and become better too. So
And you know, our businesses can't thrive, our businesses can't grow if we need to work on ourselves. If this person right here, if what's inside me is not okay, I will never be able, you can't grow, your business will not thrive. Is that
100%? Yeah, everything starts with us. It's like the number one thing with clients. It's like who we are, self-love within ourselves. Everything we do in life is a reflection of us. So our work, our business, our relationships, when we are really good here, we will see success in so many other areas of our life. But it's a constant journey in yourself. But I do feel when people really work hard on healing and progression with their like self-love, like it's just moving forward and catching yourself instead of having to do tons of healing work. But it really, that is the key, is to heal yourself, like heal who you are. Yeah. And not think it's everyone else that needs to heal.
yes? Stop blaming everyone else around you. It's not,
like,
you're
this
not a
person
victim.
put me through this. I can't believe, it's just like, oh my gosh, that person has so much healing. If we're always looking, it's like, we just need to reflect on us, take our own, just like let go of judgment and just work on ourselves, I think.
Right. I love that. So these sessions you do, obviously you said you had someone from Georgia. Do you do them over the phone also? Like you have a website? Like how do you do sessions with people that are not here in the Southern Utah area?
Yeah, so I do a majority of my clients actually over the phone. Phone calls, I literally just connect to your energy. So I just connect your energy, your higher self, your subconscious, and I'm able to literally just pick up on things. I can do phone calls, Zoom. Yes, it's no different than if it was in person. And the results work just the same. So I'm able to connect with you and pick up without you even telling me stuff of what is going on and what you may need help with and how we need to release, and just help you dig deeper and things that you don't even know how to figure out yourself.
I love it. And she's, oh man, you guys, she's dead on. Like everything, both sessions, I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you know this? And it is awesome. So I think you're great at what you do, Holly. I think you're a great friend of mine. I'm so happy to know you, and tell everybody like where they can find you, give them your website information and stuff. And so they know how to find you. You've got a Facebook page also called Release and Heal. And then what is your website?
So it is releaseandheal.org.
.org.
Yes. And you can just book right from there. And yeah, all the information's right there.
Oh, it's so awesome. And I am so thankful for this, like this knowledge today, because I think it's a huge problem for people. And I think like it might be a side that's kind of new for people and they've never heard of this or whatever, but man, like I said, it's been new for me. And the more I'm learning about it and having these sessions and stuff, I'm like, wow, there's a lot to this, because we really have blocks sometimes that we don't even know that are there. And for us to grow and learn and our businesses to thrive, is we do have to fix us. We have to fix these blocks and these stories that we've told ourselves or that have been handed down to us for generations. Like it's huge. And I just want everybody to know about these different ways that you can help yourself, because I think it's huge. And I just thank you for being so knowledgeable and so wonderful and being here today.
Thank you. You're such a great leader, though. I love all this knowledge. Like you take all of it in, and then you're able to share and teach so much with people too. So
thank you, Holly. All right, guys, you can find her at releaseandheal.org, and I hope you look her up. Follow her on Facebook, and reach out to her if you have any questions or would like a session, because it's amazing. And reach out to me if you have any questions about it, and I'd be glad to help you with that also. So thank you so much, Holly.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll see ya.